Hello, 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 hello. G'day Karen, how you going? What's going on there? I need to make this a tiny bit smaller. It's very big. That's alright. What's going on? I am looking forward to this. It should be a good little demo. So what's been going on? What have we got? Just going to wait a little bit to see who else is turning up. So what's happening, everyone? Who is here? Say g'day, say hello, say hello. I keep just moving the little what's-a-doobie. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. It should be a good little demo. Shouldn't take too long. It's probably about 40 minutes or an hour painting, I reckon. Should be good fun. So yeah, say hello, let me know you're here, and we can you can interact in the little chat window there. You can see on the right hand side. If you're on a tablet or something, I think you've got to just click on a certain button. I don't know, something like that. But make sure you tell me who is here, and I'm looking forward to all of this. It should be great fun. What I'm going to do is just give it another couple of minutes, and I'll see what's going on. So, tell me what she's doing. Talk to me, or write to me at least. Come on. Okay. So, a little bit of information. So this demo, it's free to participate in 100%. If you want to paint along, watch it back later, whatever you want. Hey James, how you going, mate? If you do get something out of it and you feel like leaving a tip in the old tip jar, there's a PayPal link in the notes for the episode. If you go into the notes, we should be ready to rock on. But if you do feel like leaving a tip, that's great. I really appreciate it. But no dramas if you don't. All good. Thank you very much. I'll check this out. A Southo, James. I know. Southo is bizarre. I feel like a teenager. That's alright though. All good. So what's been going on? G'day Roger, how you going, mate? Full sheet. That's good. I'm buggered after a full day of painting and organising stuff. Should be good. Exciting things going on. It's very cool, very cool. Now, I'm just going to check this out for a second. Right. Let's have a look at this. Yay, look at that. Oh, it does very bright. I might just see if I can muck around with that just a tiny little sliver. And so here we go. Here we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit more realistic. Where are you, Roger? You're in the Blue Mountains or something? Is that right? I'll just go back to this and see if that's still... Here I am again. Wow. All happening. So, I'm going to... I'll straighten that up in a sec when I get over there. I'm going to check this out and talk a little bit about this reference. I did a version of this last week, just sort of mucking around in it. It worked out really nice. It's a good little thing to practice, because it helps us kind of just set it and forget it, and that's kind of what we want to do in watercolour. We want to paint and leave. We don't want to paint and 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 paint until we kill the whole thing. We just want to put our marks down confidently and move out of there. Get on with the day. Get on with the day. We don't want to see 2,000 brushstrokes when 3 would have done. So it's a constant battle with watercolour. We all do it. We want to overfix and overcorrect, and we just need to slap that out of ourselves. But yeah, all good. So this will be done very soon. Is anyone painting along, or are you just watching and being thoroughly entertained by the sparkling repartee that I'm producing for you? Yeah, I'm going to move these because they're a bit annoying. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll leave them there. I can move the board up a bit. Cool. Oh, you're painting along. Awesome. Good stuff. Well, I'm doing this just on a quarter sheet, of course. Good for demos, quarter sheets. That is good. So let me just fix that up a little bit. And I'm gonna move this thing up. That's all right. I'll give everyone a chance to tape up and get ready. That's cool. We'll make that a bit bigger. That's my palette cam. It's not a very good. It does the job if you want to see what I'm doing anyway. Schnobbiggy. So who else is there? What's going on? Why did that happen just then? Oh God. God help me. Bloody technology. I'll stop blaming it one day. It's alright. We'll get there. Okay. So yeah, there's a BSB and account number if you want to make a donation. Or there's even a, what do you call it? What's it called again? PayPal. There's a PayPal link, which is great. So yeah, no pressure, but if you want to, great. Thank you. Keeps me married. I appreciate that. It's good. Now, I'm going to head over to a good old bit of paper. Let's move that down a little bit. I'll just bring the camera forward. There we go. That looks alright. There you go. I'm going to make it somewhat parallel if we can. Now I will just sort of flop back and forth between the screen and the paper, which should be right. There's a slight little shadow going on up here, but that's alright. We'll be right. Now I'm going to show you the really complex drawing that goes on with this scene. You just strap yourselves in, alright? You're about to be blown away by draftsmanship that is just out of this world. Da Vinci got nothing on this. You just watch. Now, I'm editing this scene to make the horizon, or the little shoreline, it shouldn't be horizon, the little shoreline, it's on a, so I'm just going to straighten it up, because we're allowed. Roughly like that. I'm going to come down here. I'm using the Bao rough paper tonight. Now, I do like the Bao paper, I love it. I love how it responds. It's just it's a different kettle of fish, but it gets some great stuff going with it. And it also, the medium texture is probably my favourite out of the three, the medium, the smooth and the rough. But yeah, it's good. Absolutely give it a go. I'm just thinking, do I want that to come up a little bit more? Yeah, all you gotta do, scrap that a bit. I just want to move it up a little bit more. That's all. So I'm a bit annoying like that. Roughly about there. Doesn't have to be a big deal. It's just a little focal point. That's all. It's no big deal, mate. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so I'm gonna do something that's very outlandish. I'm going to mask up just in the middle, roughly. Yeah, that'll be about right. That's cool. Out there, just with masking tape, just that little bit. But I'm also going to get this horrible crap called masking fluid, and oh, it's a bloody dog's breakfast. This stuff, it's horrible. In fact, I'm quite sure my dog would like to eat it, but he'll probably die, so I won't tempt him. But I just want to get a tiny bit on the outside. And I'd want to mask this out because I want it to be nice and bright. That's all. I don't normally use masking fluid. But if you want it to be bright, you can use it in smartish kind of ways. Well, I like to think it's smart anyway. But yeah, overall it's pretty shit stuff. So that's all got to dry off there for a second. You're taped. That's good. Glad to hear it. I am glad to hear it. So who else is there? We've got James, we've got Karen, and we've got Roger. Talk to me, everybody. Talk to me while that's drying off. What I might do is get the hairdryer out. So just sing yourselves a lullaby. I'm just going to mute the microphone and dry this masking fluid. Won't be long. Alright, there we go. So that's all dried off pretty much. You might hear one or two of the kids making funny noises because it's that stupid time of night trying to put them to sleep. Well, no, not to sleep as in the proverbial put your dog to sleep. That's no good. But yeah, so I'm just trying to let this dry, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a marking just on the paper, a little bit of drawing just to remind myself where I want the reflection to kind of stop, because one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to come down here too far. You want to keep all this real bright stuff out here. So I'm just giving myself a tiny little guide. The reflections will be pretty strong, so we can afford to. Oh, now the dog's doing his thing. All happening. Sorry, everybody. That's alright. Look, if nothing else, it's warts and all. It's dogs and all, kids and all. It's all happening. So masking fluid's in there, masking tape's in there doing its thing. We've got a couple little reflection lines going. We're sweet. So I'm going to get stuck in, but what I'm going to do, I need to clean up a little bit of this palette. Just here. Just so I can get a nice, clean, warm colour going. Cleanliness is next to godliness. G'day, Louise. How you going? Oh, you're painting along too. Good stuff. Excellent. I'll try not to go too quick, but if I do, you can just watch it back or, you know, anything like that. That's good. Thank you. All right. So, what I'm thinking. So we've got to think underneath wash here. So we want these nice clean reflections. We don't want anything to be overworked, especially down in the bottom half. Up the top, not so, you know, not so drastic if we overwork something a tiny little bit, but down here we want it to be nice and crispy and clean. So, gonna spray the water a tiny bit, spray the paper, sorry, spray the paper a tiny bit just to get it going. That just helps the wash sink in a little bit easier for me, makes it just a bit nicer. I'm just starting out with a bit of warmth. I'll go into warmth and bring it down, but it's just got to be really light. Big brush. Big brush. I can go a bit stronger there. Very stronger. That's just raw sienna, if anyone's interested. Now, I'm going to bring that all the way down. All the way down. Nice clean kind of wash. As we get down into this area, I'm changing it to a grey bluey kind of wash. And I've got a little bit of tiny bit of cobalt blue going. So it's just really to tint it. It's like weak tea sort of temperature, weak tea consistency. But it's, yeah, real weak. Don't worry about all these drips. Drips everywhere in life. They are everywhere. I'm on fire tonight with the comedy, everybody. You'll be happy to know. As we get down into this area, you've got to always keep your eye on the end result a little bit. Don't worry about the quality of the end result. Hopefully it'll be good. But what I'm wanting is to keep an eye on roughly where we're heading, and that'll help us get there. Don't get bogged down. Like, know that that'll dry off lighter. That's all good. And I'm just going a tiny bit purpley as it comes down. Bit purpley. I don't sort of want any of those sort of dry brush sparkly bits up here or on this reflection surface. Normally I do, but I just want it to be a bit cleaner. See, straight across. Just picking that bead up. That'll give us a nice gradual thing. Yeah, I'm just thinking underneath wash here, so that's all good. Looking good. Right, so it's nice and clean. I'm just going to let that sit there for a second and kind of dry up a bit, because I want to put some nice little ripples on there soon, and that'll help us as well. Get some depth and some nice reality in the water. Ah, good stuff. So I had my class this morning up here at the Colour Circle in Hobart, and I must tell you, I've got a fantastic group of students. They cop my little temper tantrums when I'm trying to get them to do things, and they take it on the chin in good spirits and good humour. Like, you know, That's all it's meant to be. It's not. It's a gentle ribbing. It's not a. It's not a. It's not anything more serious than that. But they're really, really good spirited people. I quickly becoming quite fond of them, and I've only got 3 more lessons to go, which is a bit sad. It's flown by. 5 weeks gone. It's good. G'day Shane, how you going, man? How'd the wedding go? Hope it was good. Excellent. I'm just going to dry this off ever so slightly. Actually, what I'll do, I won't dry it off yet. Just going to go into some little bit of slight purpley stuff. It's still really watery. You're probably heading towards sort of coffee consistency, but I just want to throw a few little underlying things. They'll fade off to bugger all, but if we don't put them in there now, if you put them in too early, they'll disappear and nothing will be there. It'll just be a waste and you're just diluting your wash. But if you put them in too late, they'll be too strong. So you kind of got to layer it a bit, but err on the side of subtlety in your layers. That's all. That's fine. Bit of subtlety there. That's good. So it's all just sort of feathering up to the lightest point as we get further away from us. And they don't all have to be 100% horizontal, and you can have little wacky doody bits. That's fine. The wedding went well. Good stuff. Excellent, mate. Excellent. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, click on that subscribe button, and that'll, for every new subscription, a puppy gets saved somewhere in the world. Someone saves a puppy for me, and that's a good thing. Thank you. Full disclaimer, that's not true. But just to keep everyone on the straight and narrow, it'd be nice. Right, so as this is sort of drying off, it's drying off slowly. We're just sort of wanting to add a couple little more ripples as it goes through. It's got to dry a bit more first. Can't really do anything else, and it's just got to sit there. But I might hit it with the hairdryer just a little bit, and we should be able to speed up the process. But take your time. All good. Won't be long. Alright, so I'm thinking about that. Let's have a look and see what's doing up here. Yeah, that's the thing. The paint's now, it's got to be thick enough that it sits there, but it sort of feathers out a bit and it bleeds out, so we don't get the real strong stuff. There's a few little marks. Don't want it real strong up here. A little bit. There we go. Put a couple of stronger ones down in here. It's fine. That's fine. Cool. Now I'll dry that off for sure. Yeah, it's it'd be all right if I could save the puppies. I mean, don't get me wrong, they deserve saving, but yeah, I'm a very powerful person, but I don't think I'm that powerful. Told you, I'm on fire. Just a little bit thicker stuff in there. Don't overwork it, because the more you overwork it, the more light you're going to lose. So I'll leave it there, but I'll dry it off 100% from top to bottom. So just talk amongst yourselves, all right? Alright, thank you very much for your patience, waiting for that to dry off. It's getting there. You always got to note your drying shift. You know, be really aware of that, because if you go too strong in your initial washes, or more. Too strong is worse than too light, put it that way. But you've got to, it's something you've got to get used to and be mindful of, is just how much things are going to dry lighter, depending on how much water is in your wash or whatever you've painted at the time. So yeah, just be mindful. So it always dries back lighter. So go a bit stronger than you think, but it's a feel thing. You develop a feel for it. There's no real way to teach that, rather than just teach awareness of it. But yeah, all good. What I'm going to do now is upside down Miss Jane, bit of a Mr. Squiggle moment. Alright, here we go. Going to get a little bit off. Can't find the brush that I want, that's right, I'll just use this one. I'll use this one, eh? It's good. Right, so, green. Here we go. Greenery. What can we do there? Let's go a bit of ultra, bit of yellow. See how we go. I want a green, olivey sort of green. We don't want Kermit the Frog sort of green, that's for sure. It's not too bad. And we don't want to make it too strong. So our reflections are going to be quite dark. Generally speaking, reflections are darker than the things that they are reflecting. Once again, it's all generalizations, if there are exceptions. So don't comment on the thing and tell me how there are exceptions. I know. We're talking in generalizations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here in a bit of raw sienna, just around the shoreline. It's going to get a bit of that in. And I want it just to be a little bit of abstract bushes, really. And just do it upside down so it bleeds up, basically. And we'll put another, whatever. Well, that's a Horrible little mixture. That's okay. You live and you learn. Let's go for a bit of that. That's not too bad. That'll be fine. It'll dry off nice. Just abstract, leave a bit of light. That's cool. Don't get bogged down in thinking it's got to look like this or look like that. It's all cool. It's all cool, man. So, tiny bit of neutral tint or something along those lines, some sort of dark, just a little bit across there, and it'll, just sit there for a second. I'm going to turn it back upside down, and look, I don't care if things run here. If things run in back into that and we get some back runs, sweet, that's all good. I've got no issue with that at all. But I do want to, it's a bit of a pretty green. I wanted it to be a bit gnarlier, so I'm just getting a bit of burnt sienna just to neutralise it a bit. Just to neutralise it. Sounds like a bit of a line from a Schwarzenegger movie. There we go. Alright, so that'll just do its thing up there. That's fine. That's good. We need to mix up a whole bunch of, when we have a look at these reflections, a whole bunch of green, of course, and we can put some little bits and pieces in there as well. I just wanted to get a little bit of that yellowiness back in there, that earthy colour. But that's right, cool. Alright, so just going straight back into that green, let's just put some other stuff in there. Ultramarine, bit of yellow. Yeah, it's getting there. We want it to be pretty strong, pretty strong. But this is a base, really. It's a base for the rest of the reflections to sort of do their thing. So we don't want to have it too strong, because we'll put some verticals in among all the horizontal brush strokes here. Yeah, cool. It's all right. We need a fair bit of it. We're probably talking, milky consistency of paint, really. Should be all right. Right. Now, we want to catch a bit of this dark stuff, if we can. Oh, it's very green. But I want to keep little bits of white there. That's cool. That looks good. Good. Now I need to fix this green a bit. It's too gaudy. Oh, that's alright, we can just marble some orange or something like that in there. Let's see what we end up with. Yeah, cool. Don't want it, yeah, because that's the thing, you just don't want it to be too unnatural looking. So we're still kind of talking things all the way across here. There we go. That's nice. That's good. That's good, mate. Now, going to start over this side because I'm right-handed. Yeah. Start doing some actual reflection marks. Now, pointy brush is obviously your friend all the time. Pointy brushes. Because you can do more with them. You can do more. Still got to be big enough to hold a lot of water, so you don't have to keep going in and out of everything all the time. Don't get me wrong, still don't want to fiddle, but got to have that nice point, just so you've got the option of, doing delicate brush strokes. If you don't have that option, then it's going to be hard for yourself, making it hard. But That's all right. And reflections, this sort of thing's a bit different because it's the star of the show kind of thing. But as a general rule, there's that generalissimo again, is that you want less marks rather than too many marks. So Richard marks, Carl marks, Harpo, Groucho. Oh, that's the wrong colour. That's alright. There's varying things. I'm just going in and picking up darker bits, putting some variations, and I'll just let them float around a bit. I want to keep them all pretty nice. Okay. Okay. Now we need to get some horizontals going, some verticals going. Because without the verticals, the reflections just aren't as strong. They don't make sense yet. Just going to darken this up. It's getting a bit stronger as it comes towards us there. Just think nice and delicate. Nice and delicate. Not too much dry brush yet. Getting there. Almost, there we go. We can start introducing a bit of that dry brush. And those little sparkly bits, they're brilliant. We want those a lot in our paintings. No exception with reflections, and it's just a quick brush stroke. It's not necessarily you don't have to have really thick paint or anything like that. It's all just about the speediness of the strokes. That's all. Now, as we get closer down here, get a bit bluer. Good. So going there, just starting to put little, tiny little marks in, just real light. Pretty blue, really. Pretty blue. I'm not trying to copy the reference as such. I'm just trying to get the vibe of things that I can use in a second. Be nice and soft, and we can enhance them soon enough. Alright, unfortunately we've got to paint these little lines and things, otherwise they won't be there. But all good, we're getting there. Let's just a couple of little dry marks there. Right. So while everything's still going up there, just sprayed it a tiny bit just to keep it all happy and active and nice. I'm just going to put a few little things up here, just a little bit of yellow there, but I also want to put some darks because there are some nice, quite nice darker sections of this reflection that I want to take advantage of, and they're simply just dark vertical strokes. That's with a neutral tint and a little bit of that blue. That's it. Okay. Here we go. It's thicker so it stays put. Ooh, straighten that up a bit. They'll get a bit more subtle as they dry off, of course. Just have a look at these comments, wait a second. Hello Julia, how you going? You're in Moscow. There you go. What time of day is it up there? It's like the best watercolourists in the world are Russian. Okay. Alright, just in the interest of speeding it up, I'm just going to dry this off by the hairdryer, and I'll mute the mic for a sec. Right. Cold and snowy. There you go. Good stuff. Love it. Now it's masking fluid time and masking tape time. Now, if your paper's decent enough, which mine definitely is, your masking fluid shouldn't give you too much grief. That's lovely, isn't it? It's just like fresh as a daisy. Unreal. Ah, thanks, Julia. Yeah, good. I will. All right. So, I'm going to just sort of take care of a little bit of this reflection still. So up here, I just want to, with a bit of clean water, just do a couple of little horizontal marks. And I might just lift them out a little bit if I can. A little bit. Not heaps, you don't have to do heaps. It's just to really take the edge off those couple of dark bits that were a bit too strong, that's all. But not much. Not too much at all. Alright, cool, that's good. Yeah, I probably won't touch those again, so I reckon that looks alright. Let's go into this. It's lovely. Lovely and bright. Now the reason I masked this off, so I don't normally, I'm not a big fan of masking tape, as you probably gathered, but the reason I masked it off is I wanted that warmth on this little pylon. I wanted it to be quite bright. I wanted the brightness to come out, and then just when it's when you're painting over things or you're painting around things, so if I was to paint around that sort of shape, it'd while I was doing the initial washes, it'd just end up being a bit too tainted, and you might, if you paint around it completely perfectly, the washes might not look as good. You know, you're always compromising a little bit there. So with little bits of masking like this, it's fine. A little bit of the beautiful transparent orange from Schminke, which I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. So yeah, this is just a bit of an informed demonstration tonight. Wouldn't really say it's a workshop or anything, of course, but it's good fun, I tell you. So good fun. Now I want to get some darkness down the bottom here while it's all wet, so that it looks nice. That's good. And okay, bit of burnt sienna, or it's maroon brown going in there as well. Now just quickly, I have to dry that. I want to dry it because I've got to get a nice shadowy sort of colour on there to give it some sharpness. Won't be long. Electricity mob are loving me tonight. It's alright. Okay, I'm needing a nice warm colour as the shadow colour here. So I'm just going to go straight line from here. And a couple of little highlights. That's fine. And I'm constantly, I don't know, I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, if you've watched any other demos. If you get the chance, the same sort of thing can be done by looking at your painting in a mirror. So you see it backwards, you check it out with a bit of a different perspective, literally. But if you can jiggy it up a way, in a way that you can have a camera or something, even if it's your phone, just film, not necessarily even filming. You can just sort of camera feeding into a laptop or an iPad or something like that, just so you can look at something else to see your picture, so you don't always have to look at the painting itself. It helps with the perspective for sure. I've just got a little bit of neutral tint pretty much here, just going straight on and just getting that little bit of broken timber there. Not too black. Right, down here. Bit of dry brush, flick that up, that's good. Cool. Alright. That's cool. I'm sort of happy with how that's looking. We'll just a bit of rope or something going on there. Just bring that in with the water. Time to get the reflections happening of this thing. Now, obviously, it's a flatter colour and a darker, slightly darker tone all over. That's pretty good actually. That's worked all right. But what I want to do, I just want to come down here a bit, skip any little bits that you want to skip. It's good. You're not leaving a million marks and covering absolutely everything. But we're going straight into here. There's different parts of it. Look good. That wouldn't be going any further than that. Now over this other side, because it's lighter and brighter, I'm just sort of tainting a bit of that orange over here to do the same kind of thing, but just be a bit lighter in tone, that's all. It's a subtle shift, but that's all right. Okay. Looking at it, it's starting to come together. What it does need this darkness right at where it's hitting the water, where it's sitting on the water. So those little bits help. And we can start doing a few little these little kind of bits that are around. Do. Going to leave that like that for a second and I'll dry off, and then we do a couple of finishing touches and we're almost there. Almost there. Right. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. Getting there. Almost finished. How are all you guys going with your paintings, alright? I need to make that a bit stronger. You've always got to assess your paintings as you're painting. Like you're getting, you kind of get to a point where you stop looking at your reference, whether you're painting plein air or inside. You kind of got to let your own artistic vision sort of guide you a bit. You get to a point where you go, oh well, that's not working, or it's not as you anticipated. So you just change it. You don't get bogged down in having to stay the course. You know, you got to move with it, especially watercolor. 100%, especially watercolor. Don't be a slave to your references. I always say. The only thing you should be a slave to is your wife. That's all. And that's fine. That's perfectly socially acceptable. Just putting a little bit in there. Okay. A couple of little bits I just want to tidy up, that's all. I think the top stuff up here just needs a couple of little horizontals, just one or two. Do that bit of lifting out as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice. Oh no. Oh, awesome, Shane. Yeah, buddy, Shane and James here are both one-on-one students of mine that we do one-on-one Zoom lessons and go through this in a bit more detail, and we hone in on things a bit closer. And yeah, it's a good thing. If you're interested in those, just let me know and I'll let you know how it all works. But yeah, if you let me know either on here or message me on socials, email me thewhitearts@gmail.com. That's cool. That'd be great. I think I've got space for 2 or 3 more students at the moment. Oh, Wendy spewing. Are you in Queensland or something? But no, it's you can watch this back as soon as when it's done. You can watch it all back for sure. We're almost finished. We're just sort of in the closing up stages at the moment, but the things are drying off, and yeah, should be cool. All right, I'm just looking at that. All right, what I'm thinking now. Okay, I'm gonna dry this area off again just because I've just mucked around with that and I want it to be nice and fresh, nice and dry, so we don't get it all muddled. I want to glaze over this little bit here, just a little bit, to try and get a couple of little marks, maybe of a turquoise or something like that, just to bring it out a bit. But yeah, we'll see. Awesome. Won't be a second. Okie dokie. Alright, so that's, I think, the last real hurrah with this is just getting that glaze on and then putting a couple of highlights here and there, which will be quite important actually in this, and shouldn't be too much longer. Alright, let's have a look. What do you mean, Julia? Alright. Yeah, I'm going to get some turquoise, I reckon. I'll just put a bit of clean water there somewhere, just so we can get a couple of soft edges. You don't want to scrub at it, that's what you really don't want to do. So I'm really conscious of that. So if you scrub at it, you're just going to disturb everything that's underneath it, and you don't want to do that. You want it to be nice and fresh. Oops, I forgot to mute, sorry, won't be a sec. Whoopsie. Okay, cool. So, your little highlighty bits. And I might just go into a bit of lavender. I just want to get a little bit of light on this reflection. A couple of little, just something like that. Just little squiggles that might just help it along a tiny bit. Okay. Just keep an eye on that. It might dry off too light. We might have to retouch it in a sec. But that is good. I see what you mean. Cool. That's good. That's good. Thanks. Now, a bit of white gouache, or in this case it's titanium white watercolour, which is fantastic. Couple of little highlights, not much. Don't want much here. Just a little bit. Sparkles. Yeah, that works. Now, if you've got any awkward little bits up here, all this light, if you've got any little awkward brush strokes, you can kind of negative them out a bit. As long as you don't do much of it, it's not too bad. See, like here for example, see that straight line that's just happened there? You can just melt them away a little bit if you have to. It's not a problem doing that at all. That's good. Don't need much. I'm contemplating something. I don't know if it's needed or not. But do you know what? I'm going to do it because you only live once, eh? So let's get a wriggle on. My little spidey artistic arty-farty sense is telling me it might be alright, which means it's probably wrong. But I'm going to do it anyway, because living on the edge, you know, it's only paint, it's only paper, it doesn't matter. But what I'm thinking is, I think this needs a bit of a purpley wash. It's just all a bit green, but like quite primary purple. I'm going into my schminky brilliant blue violet. I might just put a bit of a, might look a bit funny straight up, but I reckon it'll benefit from a bit of a glaze. So I don't want to disturb everything underneath it. Just want to glaze over it with that little bit of purple. And yeah, I reckon that's actually worked. By Jove, it worked. Look at that. Now a bead will form here, which is fine. I just want to watch it to make sure that it doesn't bleed down too much into the reflection, because all that's dry there. Anything that bleeds down kind of runs the risk of forming little cauliflowers and things, and we don't want that. Would have been fine earlier, but what I might do is just lay a bit of a, bit of a tissue there just to mop up any of that bit of excess at the bottom. But I reckon that looks okay. I'm going to let that dry off naturally. But let's have a look. I reckon it's turned out alright. Like I say, this the tip jar is open. If you do feel like dropping a tip in the tip jar, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you, but no pressure. How is all going with your paintings? Have you hit the mark yet, or are you still cranking along? Okay. Get rid of that now. Alright. So I reckon it's alright. It's showing up okay in the scene, but I think it's showing up okay via the camera, but it's not completely accurate. So best thing to do is once it's dried off, tomorrow morning, once it's all dried off completely, I'll take a photo of it and I'll put it on my Facebook group and on Instagram, and that way you'll be able to see how it literally panned out. But if you have a look at it, one really important thing is the light, keeping that middle of the scene completely light. It's not white, it's just that light, warm, glowy wash underneath there. All that underneath is very important, super important. And the rest of it you can kind of muck around with, but that light is really good. Oh, that's no good, man. No good. Nah, not a problem, Roger. That's right, mate. Cheers, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. And also looking there. Excellent. Top stuff, Julia. And I appreciate you coming along. I really do. Thank you. What I'll get you to do, you can share this video, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share them all. Share like Sonny Bono, and that'd be great. And as I say, there's a link in the description of this video that has the PayPal link there. Also has all the information that you need. But I really appreciate it. Does anyone have any questions before I wrap it up? That's good. Yeah, I think so, Wendy. I think so. Just a little bit of a boost in the bottom end, so to speak. I think it'll look better, and as it settles down and dries properly overnight, it'll look a little, just a little more subtle. And yeah, it looks a bit clunky on the camera. But this is the first one I've done for a while. I used to do them a couple of times a week, but I plan to do it more. So I always want to keep them free. I don't want to charge for them as such. People can leave donations if you like. If you get anything out of them, go for it. If not, that's cool too. Come along and watch them paint and share the love. That's all good. But yeah, I plan to do more of them. So I like them. I like getting into it this way. Good little demos, and hopefully it'll keep everyone interested and bring up some interesting subjects and just focus on a couple of little aspects, and it should be cool. But whereabouts are you, Wendy? Like geographically? Oh, geez, all happening. I think my son's finally asleep. Okay. But no, it's good. Thank you very much. No problem, Louise. Good stuff. Post your pictures on Insta. Tag me. Post them on the Facebook group. Tag me in it. Whatever you want to do. I want to see. Oh, cool. Any good stuff. Excellent. Tag me in everything. I want to see all of your work. It's been great. It's been great fun. Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys soon. And if anyone's got any questions, hit me up on socials. Email me, thewhitearts@gmail.com. Leave a tip if you want. If not, cool. But have a great rest of your week. It's only Tuesday, so that means Wednesday tomorrow. Yes, that's right. Last time I checked. Awesome. Thank you. I'll say bye. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great week. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.